DJ has to bet, and he's also dumb. Even though he's blind, he's not very fun. He has his own talk show. It's every gamer's dream. It's a crazy little talk show, and it's called Cookies and Cream.
Hey there, it's Cookies, and I never got into Harry Potter growing up.
Filthy little mudblood.
An immediate calling to be scrutinized, but it was never a genre of book that piqued my intrigue. Growing up, I saw a film here and there, with Prisoner of Azkaban being my personal favorite.
Expecto Patronum!
I had friends that read it religiously, but I was on the outskirts peeking in like the dorky kid in the middle school that wasn't hip with all the kids that had hip clips.
We clip, 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 and sample songs, so only the grooves stick.
Bottom line is, I always wanted to invest myself in the world, but unlike Harry, I was constantly running into a brick wall for getting hooked.
Oh! It's close!
Then comes along the official announcement of Hogwarts Legacy, which is an open-world video game where you can create your own character in the world of Hogwarts, which seemed like the perfect jumping-on point, serving as a prequel to the Harry Potter novel. Hogwarts appears on the surface to be both a rebranding for newcomers and an I love you letter for those who always wanted to explore these magical lands in 4K HD. So here's the real question. Is Hogwarts Legacy for people who never really got into Harry Potter?
The more we know about Salazar Slytherin and the dark arts, the better prepared we'll be.
Now, I understand some of the fundamentals, but even then the lingo at times goes over my head. It wasn't until I met the love of my life that she notified me that while I may think I'm a Slytherin, my handsome ass is actually quite the Gryffindor. So let's start up with the premise. Hogwarts Legacy is set in the late 1800s and follows a student starting at Hogwarts in their 5th year, aka you. As the player is starting at the school later than other students, a wizard's field guide is given by the Ministry of Magic. Completing sections of this guide through exploration provides additional information and experience amongst the various factions in the world. Now, you actually hold the key to an ancient secret that threatens to tear the wizarding world apart. You're also capable of manipulating a mysterious ancient magic, and you're going to need help to uncover why this forgotten magic has suddenly made a resurgence, and the ones that are simultaneously trying to harness it, for better or worse. I wonder where I've seen this one before. A kid with an unexplained power that only grows through time. Now well, story-wise, the beginning kicks off in quite an expansive manner with numerous guilds, groups, factions, and secrets galore. I mean, I kid you not, the world is designed in such a manner that every 5 feet it feels like there's another hidden secret or puzzle for you to experience. While at first this feels overwhelming, that's ultimately the point. Hogwarts Legacy sets you loose in a world that is designed to get lost in. And I found myself more often than not smiling as I progressed further and further into what secrets lay hidden in plain sight, both in gameplay and narrative. The characters you meet throughout the adventure are varied in their storylines and intertwine with your avatar in unique ways. Constantly, I found myself in awe at the endless twists and turns the tale in Hogwarts takes, despite my limited knowledge of the lore altogether. Which just goes to show how well executed this adventure is. If there's one thing that Harry Potter does well, it's the arcs of each character over the lengthy runtime. This game follows suit with some beloved heroes and villains whom your opinion of will change drastically throughout as you carve the path you want your wizard to follow. I mean, even fucking Simon Pegg is in the house, man.
Hello, I'm Simon Pegg, and I'm playing Phineas Nigellus Black. Phineas Black is, at this point in the story, he's the headmaster of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. We saw Phineas in the books and in the films. He was a portrait in Dumbledore's office, but this is at a time when he was actually actively the headmaster. Phineas Nigellus Black is the least popular headmaster in the history of Hogwarts.
You are here to focus on your academic futures.
He is a sort of pompous, disinterested...
You call that a shine on those boots? Do better!
He's not a good teacher or headmaster in any way. I think he would have taken on the role of headmaster because of the gig. You know, it's a prestigious position. I don't think he has any interest in children's education or being in any way a role model. It's not really his concern. What he wants is the kudos of being the headmaster of the greatest wizarding school in the world.
I wonder almost daily why I accepted this appointment from the ministry.
Yeah, he's just a bit of an idiot, really.
Has anyone seen my ivory-handled hand mirror? No, of course you haven't.
He is Sirius Black's great-great-grandfather, I think I'm right in saying that. So there's got to be a little bit of something fun in him. Sirius is not the product of the Black family, seemingly. He's very different, and Phineas Nigellus is like the opposite of Sirius Black. He's not noble, he's not brave, he's just a self-interested fool. Through the game, we come across Phineas as a sort of help and a hindrance to the players who are working their way through the game.
Headmaster, I'm with a student and my schedule Your schedule will wait indefinitely, as will your student.
He's entirely there to scupper the efforts of the player, I'm sure.
I haven't time for any of you at the moment. None. None at all. Move aside.
The lessons I think the students and players will get from Phineas Nigellus Black is don't be like Phineas Nigellus Black. He is not someone to aspire to. He is a self-involved, cantankerous, slightly childish figure, and I think be less like Phineas is the message of the game.
I said, I'm sure you all have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow.
I'm extremely excited to be part of the Harry Potter universe. I watched all those movies and always expected a role. Virtually every British actor has been in the Wizarding World films, apart from me. And so to get the role of, particularly a Black, one of the Black family, that's a cool thing, because Sirius was always my favorite character in the books. So it feels really good. It feels like something's finally been put right.
Going forward, what does the game get right? The aesthetics of the world are unparalleled. The attention to detail from every nook and cranny just oozes wonder and mystery. There are very few games where just walking around is an adventure in and of itself, and Hogwarts fits into that list, as long as you can overlook a pedestrian-level character creator. Just like Ghost of Tsushima, I found myself getting lost in the various rooms ripped right out of the movies and books I never read. How sure am I of the authenticity? Well, the internet says it is, but a huge pull of this series was always the aging wonder over the years of what lurks beyond what is seen.
Master spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape never seen before. Uncover ancient secrets. Combat mystical threats. Learn long-forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world. Here, in Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy perfectly encapsulates this feeling to a T. to the point I pulled up wikis just trying to engross myself in the rich ties throughout the lore. There were so many moments where I was reliving the first time I even heard "What is love?"
This ring.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
What the hell's he doing here? What are you doing here? Make him stop. Try on and the music on. Is that on? Hey, idiot buddy. You got it. You know what I paid for this wedding?
What are you doing? Don't do that with your head. That is so dumb. Stupid head.
Mr. Butabi, I can't. Keep going. Let's go. You want to get paid? You idiot.
If this game was capable of holding my attention to the degree I pulled up its books, similar to say what Metro 2033 did for me back in the day, then that just goes to show Hogwarts Legacy had a home run, hit a grand slam with its world design. The way the story and the extracurricular activities guide the player through the world. Not to mention the sound designers deserve just as much praise, because this game elevates every single emotion us millennials who actually read the books and watched the movies felt growing up. The OST does wonders keeping players immersed in the action and exploration. The beats in the wilderness beyond the school of Hogwarts only heighten the sense of adventure. And again, the attention to detail here is unmatched. But coming from the development studio known for bringing Mad Max to life, I'm not shocked in the slightest.
My name is Max.
And now I gotta drop a bomb.
Mr. Butabi, I can't. Keep going. Let's go. You want to get paid? You idiot.
The combat in this game is terrific. I had my worries out the gate with it looking like Fable 2 minus the CQC, but overall the speed of these duels captures those epic shots seen in the films. Going up mano a mano or in large groups always keeps you on your feet, and not for nothing, but the pace of each encounter is handled well, to where they never overstay their welcome. There are a wide range of creatures in duels to discover and experience alongside what is sadly a ham-fisted economy that derails some of the organic progression players are accustomed to. Sometimes an economy in a game makes sense, like Grand Theft Auto, and other times it can feel like a strange add-on despite its solid implementation, like Assassin's Creed 2. With Assassin's Creed, a common complaint became the bloated nature of quests throughout the runtime. The repetitive aspect in what you were doing that would take away from what made the series click. Historical world building. Unfortunately, this is where the cracks start to form for Avalanche's take on an open world adventure in such prestigious lands as Hogwarts. Over time, we see a mission design that is as formulaic as open world games of the previous two generations, an issue also seen in their Mad Max and Just Cause titles, with repetition setting in for endless gear with minuscule buffs and stat enhancements for combat. A game that is stretched out to roughly 50 hours in length just hurts to see that this game starts running out of tricks and spells to pull and fizzles back into the status quo of open world games. When the title presents the world at your fingertips, it hits highs that rival the best in the industry. And sadly, this feels like only 70% of the runtime. Not to mention, and this point has me conflicted, you can tell the developers had to make some accommodations to certain environments beyond Hogwarts Castle due to console porting to the previous generation, and even the Switch, which IDK how that's going to work. Not to mention there are various instances where the audio of lots of crowds of people and students are playing within the castle, but you can go through large chunks of this environment without seeing a single person. The game still looks breathtaking, but you could tell with various environmental effects beyond the walls and some areas, it had to be lessened to run at a quality frame rate. Which props to the game because it does run really well. On one end, it hurts that this player is playing injured, but on the other end, I am happy more fans will get to experience the magic I never understood I was missing out on.
I can't. Keep going. Let's go. You want to get paid? You idiot.
Which ultimately leads into the cardinal sin this game commits. For a lot of the times, the vistas are at the top of the charts. So much so that this game feels more like a roller coaster than a direct simulation in the world. Hear me out. Remember the game Bully by Rockstar? Came out a long time ago where you played as a troubled youth in a British boarding school as you stood up to bullies and fought your way up. Your weapons were slingshots and stink bombs. You had curfews in which if you were caught trespassing, you could be in trouble. You had relationships that could organically change on the fly. Heck, you even had classes that you could attend for power-ups or skip entirely. All of this felt immersive for one major reason: consequence. Your actions in the game world had short and long-term consequences that you would have to deal with in a gameplay-oriented manner. I mean, for fuck's sake, if you get detention too much in Bully, you are literally forced to mow the lawn.
Jimmy, it seems like you've just left my office and now you're back again. No rest for the wicked certainly applies to you, it seems. Our curriculum does not include breaking things. If it did, you'd be a star student. You seem to have an aptitude for senseless destruction, Jimmy. A little physical labor might set you straight. I think you're worth a try. Now get out of here.
Time to pay back the faculty for all their kindness.
I don't think you know what kindness means.
A lot of this day-to-day interactivity is absent from Hogwarts, or when it's implemented, it falls into the checklist of to-do items that so many open-world games of the past fall victim to. And this is where it has me conflicted. On one end, the class presentation is exceptional, and when you're in those moment-to-moment situations, it truly feels like you are experiencing what it would be like to be a wizard in this world. However, there isn't a sense of consequence or freedom in your decision. Your classes are treated in this manner at best. There are no major penalties for curfews outside of select missions. Your abilities are tied more so to the gear you wear, versus the lessons you learn. While I'm not a Harry Potter veteran, it is a shame knowing that this feels like a world where the choices made by our player avatar don't have the effect they should. Even look at games like Ghost of Tsushima, where the legend of who you are plays into the gameplay directly and affects the way you interpret the rise and fall of a legend, the samurai or the ninja. Could they be one and the same? Hogwarts Legacy just doesn't carry the same level of weight, since vile acts in the world can occur without the degree of discipline that is defined in countless books before. I mean, you can waltz through the Forbidden Forest and it really doesn't feel all that forbidden. Consequence can't exist without a sense of balance amongst all the principles. And here's hoping the inevitable sequel for Hogwarts can capitalize here. Also bring in Quidditch, because I'm trucking a motherfucker. When you are soaring through the sky, sneaking around, engaging in magic, or simply walking in this world, it is as engrossing as they come. Overall, I can say that the power of this IP is in full force. And despite the shortcomings of the title, or the fact it kind of stretches itself a little too thin with the level of interactivity that is ocean wide, but a foot deep. I mean, there's so many situations where you can interact with the world, and while things like the pictures that are moving around are such amazing details, or kind of the way that the walls will move and shift, there are too many opportunities where it's a simple button prompt that is just negligible at best.
I'm getting some interesting PKE spikes here. Disturbances don't seem to be exclusive to the 12th floor. I'd like the chance to look around the building a little more.
Good. Dig up what you can. That little green...
And despite my gripes with some of the dated systems within the open world design, I can proudly say that this title won me over. The power in this world is just unmatched. This is the open world game fans of Harry Potter have been waiting for. For everyone else, it's a really solid title with a fun combat loop and amazing sense of discovery and adventure that lasts for the majority of the 50-hour runtime. Even if 30% of this game kind of falls flat, that is still a lot of bang for your buck, which from what I gather is a huge premise in the source material. The power of youth and wonder as one manifests into the choices they make along the way. The cost of knowledge and the way we as a people will unite and divide for such ideals. Above all else, the never-ending joy of going beyond what we know to discover the true essence of our power within. What we choose to do with that is up to us, which is why here at Cookies and Cream, we are giving Hogwarts Legacy 4 points for Gryffindor out of 5. Have you played Hogwarts Legacy yet? Are you a die-hard fan, or are you new to the table just like me? Let us know what you thought in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for supporting this newfound aspiration in the gaming medium, where here at Cookies and Cream, we are #gaming with a purpose. Take care, you wizarding warlocks. That was dumb. That was really dumb.